Greetings, everybody, and welcome to episode 112 of the Sickcast, aka the Siblings in Cardboard podcast. I'm your host, Donnie, joined by my buddies / co-host, Noah and Thomas. Whether you're a veteran card gamer or a first-timer just testing the waters, we are all Siblings in Cardboard. Gentlemen, how's it been since the last time we talked?
I know
at least one of you has something really big to share that you've been looking forward to, so don't be shy about it now.
It's been really busy.
We gotta change the intro.
Okay. All right.
I'm sure it's going to be the thumbnail this week and the title.
So, I have officially joined the Card Guyz. I'm coming in to be a player and content creator. I've already posted one article on their Patreon and did one stream. I'm going to be streaming regularly every Thursday. So,
Heck
Good
yeah.
day.
this video will come out about the same time as my second stream, because I'm going to try to get it out instantly since Compendium is coming out on Friday, 2 days after we record.
So how long has this been coming? I mean, I know you've been hanging out with the Card Guyz for a long time now, like hanging out in their Discord and everything, but has it been something that's been on your mind? Like, has it been hinted at, or is this just out of the blue, you got the invite?
I guess I just needed some pedigree before I said, hey, I want to join in, because I want a group to content create inside of, rather than content creating by myself, and they already have a platform with an audience, and so it makes it really easy. Because, if you win in Flesh and Blood, it actually makes it kind of easier to pedal yourself, right? My Metafy has done really well. I got that spoiler video that I helped with, and that's all stuff I've done on my own. But I wanted to just continue the momentum, continue creating stuff of my own, but also working with the Card Guyz. So now I'm kind of split across a ton of things. So we've got our podcast, which will keep going. This is just like a labor of love and for fun projects. I don't see ever putting that aside. And then I'll have my stream with the Card Guyz and wearing a jersey for them while I'm competing. But I'm also still part of our outreach team that we have for the Georgia group for people who are doing a lot of traveling. So anyone says, hey, I'm going to be traveling a ton this year and competing a lot, we have an outreach group for them to help support Georgia boys and gals, I guess, who might want to compete. And then on top of that, I have myself. Just try to keep... I'm a workaholic, if no one's ever caught on to that. I turn everything into a job.
I can kind of see that. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. I found myself doing the same a little bit here lately, but nothing related to Flesh and Blood, unfortunately. I mean, I don't think I caught more than about 10 minutes of the calling over the weekend. Maybe a few spoilers. I was a very bad Flesh and Blood player this week. I'm not gonna lie. I know it was supposed to be a really cool and high weekend. I had other things on my mind.
I actually woke up early and watched it. I was pretty interested. I thought
I was
Sage
up
is
the
good.
whole time.
Wait, did you actually stay up and watch it?
Yeah, that's my prime time. Usually I'm up from weekends all the way to 9 or 10 in the morning. Usually. Because I have a buddy that gets home about 8 or 9, and then we play Hearthstone for a little bit, and then I crash after that.
You just stayed up a little bit, quote unquote, later than usual.
Right. Because normally I just go to bed about 5 or 6, so I just kind of roll it into it. But it was good. I thought the tournament was great. We'll talk about it. I thought the Sage format was really fun. I think there's some not fun aspects of it as well, but we'll get there.
So y'all are gonna have to lead me here because I have no idea what it's actually like.
I don't think
you kept saying DGA a second ago, and I assume that's Decimator Great Axe, but that's an assumption.
Yes. So we could talk about the calling, or we can move into cards. We have a lot to talk about. So what's the most organized way to approach this? I would assume it would be to do the market minute and talk about the cards and then talk about the calling.
Makes sense to me.
I mean, I don't have too much, but we can definitely do that. I just want to say congratulations again, dude. I mean, I think it's just again,
thanks.
Huge reward. They're lucky to have a player of your caliber as well as a creator of your caliber as well. So you've practically been doing it before. Now you just get to have the title. So I'm all in for it. I love it. I love it for you. So huge support from my side of things, and anything you need to make it happen and keep it going. But
I still have your Heart of Final, and I got my top 8 calling with it. Hopefully I open one in my Compendium cases.
It's It's the luck. And hopefully it brings luck. I'm not using it. I don't have any decks that are gonna play it. Marlon ain't playing Heart of Final.
Nope.
Not that Fable. Not yet. Not ever. Especially not now. But we'll talk about that too. So if anybody wants to pick up any of these cards or Sage cards, because I know everybody's got the Sage fever now after watching that wonderful display, you can use the affiliate link below in the description. It's really easy. You'll click it. It'll go to TCG Player. You'll just check out like normal, like nothing ever happened. Like, you know, like I did when I went and bought my Codex of Blood Rots and realized that I probably need to have 2 gold harpoons, because there are times where I have one in the arsenal and I have to create one. And I was thinking to myself, boy, they're not just going to let me like not do that like at a tournament. So I was like, man, I probably need to have more than one for that situation. So yeah. And then there'll be some other things that I have to pick up. So if you get any EA Scoundrels, by the way, we'll talk about that card. I need them. Or
I'll definitely be on the lookout.
Cold foil currencies. That's the other spicy one. That beautiful block 3 do something.
The high current currency?
That card.
Yeah,
that card is going to be cracked.
Yeah, that card is pretty nasty.
Yes. Yes, we'll talk more about
it's like
that.
You nailed like the 2 cards I mainly want to talk about that we didn't know about last week are both gold related.
They're so good.
strong.
One of them is actually, I think it's really broken. I just don't think people give a lot of props to that hero, but the card's really great. Anyway, Market Minute. So before we get into the cards, I know last week we talked briefly about the Compendium, right? The idea behind these reprints, the idea behind what it means for the game. Min-Max, you know, they're usually on the pulse of a lot of hot issues. Peter's usually right at the forefront of this. Put out a video. I watched it. Always love watching the videos that they make. They're the wonderful people. I mean, talk about game first. He's not really scared. You know, collector-wise, card-wise, reprint-wise for some of these cards. He pretty much spelled it the same way. Nostalgia will build and sell itself. The heart that comes out, that's the new hotness. Yeah, it'll be the new hotness. He said, but what about 3-4 years when somebody pulls out that old heart, you know, that one that everybody's like, oh, like, where'd you get that? Then, you know, then it has that resurgence where it becomes the new again, right? Because it's gone away and come back. And so it's just like any card game. You're gonna have this. The idea is, and he's at the forefront of it as well, we got to get the game more affordable. We can't have the public saying it's the most expensive card game in the world and unable to play it, and that's what keeps people away. Sage's going to do a good job. You know, the $20 ticket to the $2 million. You know, there's, okay, maybe, you know, $20 plus a handful of bulk. We get it.
Congrats to Florin, by the way, who
Yes.
who cashed out with the default Phi deck.
We'll talk about that as well. That Phi deck still pretty good. Was absolutely manhandling some big names on that deck as well. Even in round 1, played against a big name in Michael Jasker, if I said it right or wrong. So crazy finish for him as well. But that's at the forefront. So with that, he talked about how healthy the Compendium was for him, to the point where he could actually offer it at the price point he wanted to, along with some store credit back. That has now sold out, but that should be a good sign that the prices have come back to around the 480 range for those cases. They seem to be more abundant, and that there should be more out there. Now, the antiquity stuff's probably still going to be pretty rare and chase heavy from what I've seen. I haven't seen too crazy of pull rates. I've seen a lot of pictures on Twitter with people like this, with antiquity packs spilled everywhere and like nothing to show for it. So it's probably going to be pretty feast or famine on some of those big hits, but some of those cards, those reprints, are generic beauties. We're going to talk about them when we get to that spoiler side of things, but it's great. So just don't doom and gloom. I mean, there's some cards I'm looking at myself where I'm like, well, there it goes. It's never going to sell. Maybe, you know, just put it on a shelf. I don't have 36 Vipoxes to take care of today. I have those 36 Vipoxes for 10 years from now, when they're like $3 a piece.
Yeah, adult Benji, trust.
It's coming. We got a Benji card. It's crazy. We'll talk about that too. Anyway, Arcanite Skullcap. This card actually had a pretty big glow up. Probably probably because of a really certain deck that wants to block and jostle their life around, and might also have other fatigue aspects.
I think AB6 is just quite good right now. Between Cilio and Verdance, like
most decks aren't running Arcanite Skullcap, but Fatigue Pleiades runs Arcanite Skullcap.
And Lyeth too, right?
Lyeth, and
okay,
I think Guardian in general like to run it. But I think any deck, I think Fatigue Ira maybe runs it too. So
it's a pretty neat card.
It's just because it still blocks 3 when used defensively. So it's above rate defensively than like the other high end pieces that only block 2. And then it saves a spot, giving you access to AB6. Or even if you're only running AB1, you can have AB4, like in dire situations. Like Arcanite Skullcap is so powerful.
It is AB1, AB3. So you have, it matters a little bit.
Yeah, the only way you're getting gamed is if you need to block 2. Like most of the time you have AB2 for Waning Moon, but
Arcanite Skullcap Everfest, if you want the non-foil, it's about $40. Pretty healthy for it. I wouldn't say that that's necessarily the one that's seen a surge. That's usually been around that. But the Rainbow Foil version has actually done very well, coming up from about $30, $36. This is early January now to about $60. So definitely doubled in price. I think people are really seeing the sort of value-oriented block as well as the equipment safe. I think we see this sort of shift in the meta where it's not like a value meta, but it always is. And so there's decks that want to eke out as much value as they can. And I think, as Thomas pointed out, this is just a good card for eking out that value at the 3 baseline block that you're going to be able to get and the Arcane Barrier. So makes sense. Oath of Loyalty had a pretty big glow up as well. I mean, it's sitting at about $40 right now. There's a lightly played one at $25. Yeah, Oath of Loyalty just kind of snapped up. This looks like it got bought out. It actually looked like it was it's so much so because the little needle on TCG Player hasn't adjusted yet. Usually when things like that happen, it was a clean out, like somebody physically cleaned the card out. There's probably a lot of hype around some of the Draconic heroes. Maybe not Syndra, more so Fi. I think a lot of people are speculating on. I think Fi is coming back to try and feast on some of these slower decks where it can, in some cases, as well as it just now has great math and value and extra cards that are supporting some other play lines that Fi normally wasn't able to play.
Well, he also just got Art of War.
Yes,
I did see that
essentially, which is pretty crazy. Not to mention, I think he actually has one of the best weapons in the game. I think that weapon he has. I mean, it has a condition to it, but I actually think it's one of the best weapons in the game. I think he has one of the best hero powers in the game. I think he has some of the best width in the game with the least amount of setup.
Oh yes,
that's good math.
The condition of just being on the second chain link. Very tough. Very hard.
Listen. You still have to do something, but it's pretty easy. So Oath of Loyalty, definitely shooting through the roof. This is a hunted card too, so it's going to have the double tax. It's popular. It's also hard to find. I just still don't see a lot of hunted floating around there. Those are very expensive boxes. Beautiful art, amazing cards, still great chases in there. So it is a tough buy. Unsheathed is a $35 to $40 card. I still think warriors are pretty prevalent. I think that there are warriors in the future that people are buying Unsheathed for. I think Kasai is still kind of being played around with, and Unsheathed is for that deck. I think it fits in Dory. I think Unsheathed is a pretty universal warrior card. It is a 1-card go again enabler. It is sharpened steel better. There is no real reason not to have Unsheathed in your deck as a warrior. It blocks 3, it costs 0 for 3 go again. I mean, you can't print a better card.
Just power creep, sharpened steel.
It's crazy good. Current funnel, keep this on the map because another card kind of online with this continues to creep up. I think Acilio again got even more support. Lord knows he probably didn't need it. But there is a specific card we'll talk about that is going to warble a lot of things away, which is pretty wild because I think it's one of the first effects we've had of that caliber.
Well, it's not the first. We've had Aetherize for...
Yeah, but this one's going to see play, though, like heavy play. At least in...
Wizards were using Aetherize in the past meta occasionally, especially in the mirror. Like in Verdant's mirrors, Aetherize was really messed up.
This is going to be a messed up card. It's good. I don't know if it's the sole reason. I think Acilio did get some great support. I think a lot of decks did. There are some definite winners, but current funnel taking a jump. It is $36 for a lot of lightly playeds, and then it goes straight up to $40. So we're back to Rosetta prices for current funnel. Probably would have never thought it could get back here without Aurora. But if you couple the fact that we know Aurora is coming back, Acilio is hot, it's hard not to want to buy this card. Again, Rosetta, very weird set. The buy value is kind of whack considering one of the heroes is completely unplayable right now. Well, two of them in CC and Florian and Aurora. So it is a very weird set to buy. Same thing with MST, which, by the way, I know Weakest Link is still at a very low rate, but I believe it got a reprint, right? Didn't Weakest Link end up getting a reprint, or am I not? Am I mistaken on that?
Weakest Link did get a
Like an altar or
reprint in
something.
the Antiquities pack, yes.
Right. So that I thought, which is good because it's hard to buy MST for any reason right now. Speaking of MST, hard to buy it for any reason. One reason you may want to buy is for Persuasive Prognosis, which is probably still the only card out of MST. There's a couple actually worth buying. This card stays pretty heavily at $35, $40. It's still up there. Still a powerhouse. Still actually continues to slowly just creep up over time from 30 and low 30s to just that middle ground. And then in line with the Acilio, Sigil of Brilliance got completely bought out. This is another reason why I was saying that there's a lot of Acilio players coming our way, I guess. That is a $20 card now. This is just for the bare basic Sigil of Brilliance. So no Marvel. Marvel Sigil of Brilliance is to the moon. But this was about a $15 card. Some cases you could get it for $12, $14, $11, $10 in January 17th. So pretty much doubled in its overall effective price. 70% increase over the last month. So definitely a lot of Acilio players coming in. And if those two cards went up, then Channel Lightning Valley also went up slightly to the point of it's like a 22% increase again over the month. And that is now at $24, $25 for your base cards. They do ramp up quite quickly to the 30s. So as more players jump on and want to buy it, you will see that card kind of increase. I didn't get to all these cards because there's a lot of them. I just know from personal selling, Marvel Young Heroes have a market. I promise you. I can tell you I personally sold a Marvel Young Florian for $70, which I thought was fantastic. Marvel Young Florian, $70.
Well,
so
he's a pretty good deck.
Yeah, he is. But it is nice that your opened Marvel Young Heroes don't feel like a loss of value if you're trying to recoup something. Like if that's not your hero and you're trying to like, I just need to get this or that. It's nice to know that there's now a market. So heavy Marvels, altars, things like that for rares, promos for these Sage cards, they're going to have a great market. Like you got to look through your stuff, look through your promos. Emeritus Scolding, I know it has its new kind of full art we'll talk about as well, but even the older promos are about $14, $15 for the blue promo Emeritus. Like there's markets for some of these older cards that are Sage legal. So look at your cold foils, look at obviously your Blade Beckoners, but look at your DGAs. I sold them for $25 a piece. I had two. I sold them for $25.
Something to consider is that Emeritus Scolding's also in the tournament pack.
Oh, that's what I was getting at. Sorry, the tournament pack. The tournament pack, which is its own really cool reward, and we'll talk about that afterwards when we get into these weird, like, what is it? Donnie's like, what are they talking about? Dude, the tournament
I'm
pack,
serious.
I
I
think
missed all of this stuff.
Okay.
the tournament
I have
pack
no idea what's in
has
the
to be
tournament
the
packs. I don't know
collector's,
really
like,
what's in the antiquity
the
packs.
collector's chef kiss is this tournament pack. It's beautiful. It's brilliant. It is, it's wonderful. And people have been raving that there is no better participation price than receiving one of those. Like, it feels so rewarding. The players were having the time of their lives just opening these packs. Like, oh my god, like that came out of it. And it's going to break people's wallets that want to now.
Yeah, at least at first.
Yeah. Oh, it's some of those cards. It's killing me that I have to go and find them now. It's crazy.
So all 3 colors of Zipper hit. Like,
oh my god,
Emeritus Scoldings. A lot of card like playables have like full borderless art treatments now.
Ooh.
And Zipper hits just so clean, just full picture boost. It's just crispy. It's crispy, literal. Oh, I'm telling you, it is playable. It's collectible. It's awesome.
You get them. I think you get them for
hot.
entries into callings, showdowns, and battlegrounds.
That's right.
Yeah,
Battlegrounds.
I did see a new Battlegrounds thing coming.
Because there is no more battle hardens.
Yep. They are done.
And that's pretty much all. That's pretty much all I had. But dig in, find your cold foil, find your young heroes. Still buy ice. I promise. There's some crazy ice stuff coming. Maybe not Coronet Peak anymore as your helmet. There's another helmet that might move in, but Coronet Peak's still pretty good. Coronet Peak gives you something to do when you want to just Arsenal pass.
Okay.
Yeah, no more battle hardens.
Yeah, no more battle hardens. The format's changed a little bit. We're gonna do showdowns now, and I think they've basically said showdowns are like always going to be like the 35-minute formats, like with a focus on Silver Age, and that prevents a really long-standing problem that we've had with Flesh and Blood, is that the battle hardens would go until like 10 p.m. on Sunday, kind of things.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can go really late, and since they start on Sunday, they end on Sunday. So you have the venues going like, please leave, and the battle hard competitors are like, we're just here trying to play Flesh and Blood, guys. Can you not? So Silver Age is gonna fix that. I think at Calling Columbus, the battle hardened was Silver Age, and they were done way ahead of us. So that is really nice to see. All right, we had our first Silver Age calling in London this past weekend, and it was an insane amount of registrations. 755 players registered for Calling London.
Huge.
Dang. Yeah, that's a lot.
Of those 755, 142 of them registered Briar.
Not surprising.
With the second being 68 Bravo Flattering Showman.
Also not surprising.
I really think all the Briars and Chains like compressed into one hero, probably. And so it's all the Runeblade's a
Runeblade, right?
Yep. Then we had 63 Phis, 46 Iras, 46 Old Hymns, 35 Enigmas, 30 KOs, 28 Reinars, 23 Kanos, 23 Dorinthias, 22 Icelanders, and then it kind of still fades out from there. A lot of Briars, like the performance of Briar was good. It seems like if you look at the conversion rates and everything, considering how they cut down to such a small player pool at the end, Briar still held a large portion of the day twos, even though their conversion rate looks terrible. But because only so many players make it to day two, I think her conversion rate was quite good if you actually look at her meta presence in day two. I think the format's great. I don't have any problem with anything, even though there are a difference of opinions. We saw the top 8 converted to being 2 Guardians, 1 Flattering Showman, 1 Oldhim, 3 DGA Warriors, a Dory, 2 Dories, and an Olympia. Yes, top 8 Olympia.
Solely because Galia has extra block value in the boots.
Well, easier block value. He doesn't technically have extra anymore, just easier block value. And then
well, the Unity pieces, yeah.
And then 2 KOs and 1 Briar. Only 1 Briar got to top 8. If you watched it, the eventual winner was Paul Van Gissel, who has been on a absolute tear professionally.
Yep.
I think he's won 2 out of 3 quick dodge flexors that have been awarded.
Yeah, this is back to back. I think they were saying, which is why it was really crazy, or like his second one or something like that in a row.
Dang.
And if you watch the top 8, he had huge main character energy. When he played against Pierre and beat Pierre, you're just like, all right, looks good. It's typically like kind of even for DJ Warrior into Briar. And then when he played against a KO in the semifinals, he looked dead. The KO was saucing him. And then the KO drew up their hand and said, this hand only does 5.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was crazy. Because even the announcers are commenting on it. I mean, it was a bad hand. And they were all talking about, how are you going to throw 5 after you just like walloped him down, and now you give Briar a chance to clap back. And let me tell you, Briar's a hell of a deck.
And then same thing when you watch the finals, Kieran Lee, also from Team Sigil, Pierre and Kieran Lee, Team Sigil, representing United States and UK. You watch that game and it's just like insane.
It's a I'm telling you, it's a masterclass, and I'll literally say Steelblade Shunt. You have to watch it, because the way he navigates around Steelblade Shunt it's
so good.
Remarkable doesn't even begin to describe it, because it's done with such purpose. Oh, it's crazy. I was losing my mind.
If Kieran had extracted value from his headpiece at any point in the game, he wins. He lost by a point because he couldn't hold his weapon to Steelblade Shunt his opponent. Man,
Flesh and blood at the highest level, man. That's crazy.
It was an insane finals. And the finals was pretty exciting. That's why I don't understand how you think DGA is a problem, Noah. I actually don't think DGA is a problem.
So I think it's okay. If Dory has no other, well, I don't think Dory has no other deck to play, but it feels like Warriors are in that position where DGA is the competitive version of that deck that has to be played, or Warrior is limited to DGA to a competitive sense. I mean, it's not necessarily block slop, but that's really what it feels like. I mean, it is a very, I don't want to say cheesy.
I was seeing some axes come in for like 14 sometimes, man.
Yeah,
that doesn't look like
because they've
block
got
slop
felling
to me.
into overpower, which is pretty crazy, actually, how hard the axe can hit. You're gonna pitch a felling, you're gonna pitch an overpower red to second cycle, you're gonna block well, and your opponent in turns are gonna have to put 3 cards when they know that there's an overpower in there in front of your axe just to keep from dying. 3 versus 1 card. I mean, so you're bleeding your opponent's deck. There's enough blocking equipment to kind of stave off some of the raw force swings. It just feels rough. It feels rough to be on the position and on the other end of an axe that's chopping your deck in half.
I think the issue is that everyone disrespected DGA Warrior, and a couple people came in with very refined lists with very good game plans that they flip DGA and they think, oh, it's just going to be some block slop, and then they're like, red felling the crown, chonk. And the person looks at their life total is like halfway gone already. And they're like, oh, I thought this was just going to be some BS. So my problem with cutting DGA out of the meta is, what happens if you cut DGA out of the meta and there's no punishment for just slamming a bunch of 4 blocks into your deck? Because that's what it really punished. It really punished all these Guardians who are just stacking all those yellow 4 block cards into their deck.
Those same 4 block Guardians lost to Fi's basic deck. They're still with it. Will get around that 4 block Guardian play. I mean, you're not going to 4 block.
I mean, Warrior won't be getting around it.
No, Warrior won't be getting around it in terms of that. That's what I'm saying. If it cripples to the Warrior to the point where the class is unplayable in Sage, then no. But should it be the only out that a Warrior has? No. So I don't. DGA's a touchy subject. I don't think it's ban worthy though. I think when the players vote, they'll probably end up voting for Probably old
There's
him
there's
or
actually
prior.
no, there's a couple. I thought there was like 3 community votes, right? But the thing is,
Well,
you can't vote out. You'd have to vote
You can't
every
vote out
warrior.
Shane.
But there's too many warriors to vote out
Well,
because
that's true because unless
Olympia,
they
Dory,
ban.
yes, they'd have to ban the weapon, which I don't think they're going to do. I'd actually think.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I would think they would touch overpower before they touched DGA.
Overpower is a pretty gnarly attack reaction.
Yeah,
I mean, because it plays itself.
They'd ban red overpower or ban overpower altogether. I would think they'd do that before
It's
they
got a
touch DGA.
reprise effect on it though. Just don't block it.
Oh, just don't block it.
Just don't block the axe.
Don't block
it's
it.
okay. It's okay. You can't.
It's coming. It's coming in for 9. Not a big deal.
It's coming in
Just
for
don't
9
block
with a red felling swing on it. It's okay. Just don't block it. Your blocks are useless anyway because you're getting cut in half.
Just don't block it.
And just go to 11. Be Reinhardt.
It still
present
presents,
14 on an all intimidated hand and go for broke.
It still puts out 3 damage even if you don't block it. You're still going to half your life total.
It's 4, isn't it?
Is it 4 plus 2?
Yeah,
That's even better than I thought.
Overpower. Overpower is base 2. Then it gains 2, 3, and 4 for yellow, blue, and
so it's 2
blue,
gains
yellow,
4.
and red. So it's 2 base gain 4 on red, or 2 base gain 2 on blue. Because I only think they're going to run the blues and the reds. I don't think they'd run the yellows. We're not that crazy, but maybe that's the secret.
There's a lot of decks and there's a lot of tools that you could play to get around it. Like the new card that just came out, Drag Down, the defense reaction that gives a -3 instead of blocking. Defense reaction that defends for 0 but gives -3 to the attacking card.
Right.
Which gets full value into DGA.
It's almost like they maybe knew DGA might have a problem and they created some cards for it. We'll see.
Oasis Respite gets full value into DGA.
It does.
Like in Sage, yellow Oasis Respite isn't terrible if you're a deck that likes to pitch on your opponent's turn.
There's gameplay around it. Again, I thought the games were great. I thought the Leviathan game from day one was another absolute masterpiece. That card was hilarious. I actually didn't even know that card existed. The make your opponent discard a 6 or lose 1 life. That tax is so hilarious. That's
Pound
hilarious.
of Flesh.
Pound of Flesh.
Who
would have thought
KO
you'd
looked
lose
insane
off that?
There was
KO
some,
looked good too.
there were some turns that like you're like, is this classic constructed KO? What is this is disgusting.
Some Reinhardt turns too. Eugene on there, turn 1. I think he double barraging, did swung meat axe for 14. Could have been higher, but the bracers of belief miss. It was crazy. He ended up losing that game because the Reinhardt's deck kind of wavers in its value that it extracts. But Reinhardt's a problem too. Can be a problem. So bracers of belief is a really good piece of equipment, by the way. I just want everybody to understand that is your quintessential Unga Bunga arm guards. That card's great.
Well,
you guys are making me want to go back and watch this tournament again.
Oh, dude, the games were all.
Watch this tournament at all.
Every round was actually just such good flesh and blood. Life totals ticking down close. Each block decision mattering. Watching the Guardians play against these wide decks and vice versa, like it didn't ever feel like somebody just like, oh, that was.
What was it? That Oldhim versus Dory game that looked like the Oldhim was losing it the entire time, and then suddenly at the very end, he just wins.
Yeah. There's a lot of good agency in that. The format's 20 life. It doesn't last that long. A lot of your cards get expended, but it matters on the decision making of when that equipment goes and these key blocking cards. Like that's what matters. And second cycle sort of game and math, right? Like what am I going to be able to do to break through, on some of these decks that are defensive? So it's good. There's a lot of defensive decks, and there was a lot of decks trying to beat defensive decks, and I thought it was a great showing from both.
So what I'm hearing is that Sage is a real format, unlike Blitz.
Blitz was terrible.
Blitz was terrible.
Blitz had
I enjoyed
Blitz
it.
had
personally.
all the majestic power creep and none of the fun.
I think it's also Blitz just felt terrible because they kind of marketed at its birth as like the kind of beginner format, but it costs just a true Blitz deck costs
Just
almost
as
as much as
much.
a CC deck.
Yeah. Because there's nothing restricted. Like, you got to show up with your full CC suite of equipment. You just take one copy of each card somehow. You play a little different game plan. And next thing you know, hey, that was a really fun 2 turns we played because I can swing for 20 in turn 1 and then 20 again in turn 2. So it's like, you're done. You get one block on all your fridge, and then the next turn you're dead.
So in Sage, most of the decks range between $20 and $30, even if they have some obscure cards that are hard to find.
Cheap. That's peak. You can have 6 decks. Play them all.
Yeah. I think they're going to be pretty aggressive about like bans and stuff. Luckily, there were people worrying that they were going to just immediately ban something after the calling, but that didn't come to light. But it shouldn't be a problem, right? You don't really have any heavy investment. You just pick up another Sage deck and keep going. I'll be interested
like
to see.
From Chain to Briar.
Yeah. Because a lot of chains I'm sure rotated to Briar. And Briar might be a problem with gatekeeping some other aggro decks out of the meta, but I don't think it's a problem for the meta altogether. Because if you look at the top 8, and even I think if you look at the kind of the top brackets, even though there's a lot of Briars, it's because a lot of Briars showed up. If you kind of even out like who showed up and then who did well, Briar looks fine. Still probably getting voted off though. I mean,
yeah, she's still probably gonna get voted off. She's got some crazy interactions.
Yeah, there's only there's only so many
It would
times.
be the most hilarious thing in the world to me if all of the rune blades ended up banned at some point, like just the entire class, like all of them at one time gone,
except for Vincent. I mean,
yeah, poor Vincent.
I wouldn't be surprised. Vincent could maybe be pretty good in Sage, even once all the other rune blades are banned. They'll do something like, if you've played against Sage Florian, he's so obnoxious. It's
that doesn't surprise me.
It's just OTK.
Is he running Reaping Blade, I assume?
No, you run the banned weapon because it's banned, and it was banned for a reason because it's good.
Oh,
Scepter. Okay.
Yep.
Scepter pain, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you run the banned weapon.
Starfall's a hell of a weapon, and Sage learning that quite well.
Yeah, 2 value every turn is very strong, and that's like the appeal of, like the main appeal of running Briar is like the value she extracts with Starfall, with easy access to embodiments on her big go turns, and her embodiment of Earth to punish you for letting her hit begin with. Like you combine all those things together, and like she's just an incredible.
It's a natural value that generates itself without having to expend any real deck slots to create some of those bigger blocks. I mean, because she just gets them. She just gets the lightning. She gets the earth.
Lightning Press is a messed up card.
Oh yeah, Lightning Press is pretty messed up. Ooh, Lightning Press is pretty gnarly.
Okay, so we are on the tail end of the world premiere now. The set releases in 2 days, right?
Happy Valentine's Day to the Fab players. Big Compendium.
So we now know the full card list, and we did not get a 000 in the pen slot, but we did get a 000 in the A and Q slot.
Boy, did we.
This has got to be one of the borderless E-Strike has to be one of the most beautiful cards I've ever seen.
Marvel, borderless, E-Strike, generic. It is going to be the je ne sais quoi, that command and conquer of this set. I've heard the pull rates are pretty gnarlyly low on that. Very, very low. So it is a very rare card. But they are crispy and they look beautiful. And you run an E-Strike, you gotta get your play set.
There's so many cards I want from the antiquities. Like Ripple Away.
I know.
Oh god, I'm so excited for a Ripple Away. Let's see.
I still don't think I bought enough, and I bought 8 cases.
Premeditate. This round's on me. Remembrance. And then in the all the commons are like absolutely banger cards too. Looking for Scrap,
Except-
Ravenous Rabble, Scar for Scar, Snatch, Pummel, Fate for Scene, Sink Blow, Oasis Respite, Sigil Solace, and Fiddler's Green. You're going to say except for Rusted Relic, right?
Except for Rusted Relic, because who the hell?
I did see that.
Okay.
Why in the world is that in the set?
I don't know, but Rusted Relic is not as bad as it seems. The decks that would play it, it's a pretty decent card. Like
It's 20 cents. That's why people are like whacked out about it. Like the card is so abundant. It's got a cold foiling that's also 20 cents. Now it has a antiquity sort of treatment, and it will still most likely be 50 cents. Maybe 50.
I don't think the Antiquity Rusted Relic will be 50 cents. I think it'll be quite a bit more than that. But
$1.
I think the only hero that plays this at the moment is Teklevossen.
Which people have been buying his stuff up. I didn't touch on the market minute because I don't want to do that to the Teklo supporters out there if they're brewing something hot. But Teklo they're cooking. They're back there.
Damien's playing
Piecing it all
Teklevossen
together.
on the show match on Friday versus Team Blue Pitch.
Is it the actual? Is it the Teklo Vossen where we're building up or is it the? Oh no, I boost actually Teklo Vossen.
Why can't a boost Teklevossen be the build up the armor Teklevossen? You know he plays his armor from his Banish Zone, right?
Yeah, I know. But there's
So
Tekla Daddy don't have no
you're
brace,
saying the only legitimate way to play Teklevossen is to pile a bunch of block slop into your deck, like
no. That's how they've been trying to play it.
Okay.
But now there's a faster version where you want to go faster and boost harder.
well,
Okay, so there was a bad deck, and now there's possibly a good deck. That's what I'm hearing.
I think Teklo Vossen got burned slightly from wanting to aggressively boost, and I think that now there's a lot less drawback for him going fast. In fact, I think it's more beneficial to just boost it all away.
it is more beneficial in the current meta where there's a bunch of Marios who say that your armor gets broken as soon as you block with it. Like,
Yeah, so play more shreds. That's what I'm hearing.
Man, some of these cards are so sick. I mean, Sink Below, guys, in an Antiquity, Sigils, Fiddler, Scar. I mean, these are such good cards. Cold of the Grave, that all you got? Hold the Line, Weak as Sleep. I mean, these are great.
yeah,
Reprints.
they're all reprints. Also notable, we got a whole bunch of young heroes reprinted in Marvels.
Oh, that's right.
Including-
well, not reprinted. I don't even think these don't have original
Some
Marvels, I
don't.
think.
Yeah, some don't.
And some, I think some do.
They might have been in other languages. I'd have to check, but I know a lot of them didn't. Like, for sure, Dash Database didn't because they weren't doing Marvels when they did Bright Lights. So, Dash Database and Teklevossen got
And
Marvel treatment.
Benji.
And Benji.
Oh man, we got to see a Benji on stream. It was pretty cool. It was pretty neat.
I just don't get it. I running a 17
Benji's
life hero
cool.
so you could play worse cards.
But they can't be blocked from hand. It's okay.
Yeah.
There's
Well, anyway.
Oh,
Okay.
dude.
So some notable Marvels that we got to see. Well, one unnotable Marvels. As much as I was excited for the revered equipment piece, that chest piece that got revealed kind of sucks.
Aw.
Which
Well,
chess piece?
The revered chest piece, it's not good. So it's a little sad.
We're talking about the Majestics. So you
Yeah.
said Marvel as
Yeah, sorry, Majestics. Yeah. Mages, or not mages, Wizards got some favoritism. They've got one of the strongest like counter meta cards that we've seen in a while in Temporal Wobble. People are calling it Owl. It's got a cute little owl. People were hoping it was a pet, like that you're going to get an ally like Polycranka, but it was going to be a little owl instead. Turns out it was just a wizard instant, 0 cost, no block, negate target non-attack action card with cost less than the number of aura permanents you control with sigil in their name. Its controller gains 1 action point. Yes, negate a non-attack action. You could go Savor Bloodshed, not this turn. You can go Codex of Frailty.
Leave my codex alone.
Codex of Frailty, not this turn.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, it gets more degenerate than that. There's a lot of really strong plays with Temporal Wobble. For decks that just kind of splash in an Amulet without like a really dedicated fatigue plan, they just want to like kind of high roll and disrupt Acilia. You go to play your Amulet, wobble it. There are some downsides to this card. It is red. It is not a lightning card, so Acilio doesn't get to like increase his Volzar value with it. And if you put it into your arsenal as an Acilio or a Verdance, and the opponent just refuses to play a non-attack action, it is stuck there. Verdance can plow under it out of her arsenal, but if Acilio puts this in his arsenal, it is stuck there forever. You just go, no, I won't play a non-attack action. And Acilio on 4 cards is significantly less scary than Acilio on 5 cards. So there's some downside to it. In fact, like I've talked to a lot of people about it. They're not even sure they would run Temporal Wobble into Fatigue Pleiades, even though that she's running Amulets of Echoes and By the Book. Just because if we smell the wobble in the arsenal, we just go, all right, we'll just pitch it to AB instead. What's some other Majestics that got revealed that are a big deal? Lobotomy. I think that card is super cool.
Lobotomy is
I think nasty. I saw that one. That's the one with the Orbitoclast text, right?
Maybe we saw that one already. That card is really cool. I love cards that like look at old cards that maybe don't get as much love, because almost no one ever put Orbitoclast into their sideboard. It was like just as early.
That card kind of irritates me because it should have been in the Arachne Armory deck. Because again, I said this a few weeks ago, Orbitoclast is Slippy's signature weapon. Lobotomy should have been in there with an Orbitoclast.
Yeah, maybe.
I like it. I think a lot of people are talking about the idea of assassins kind of being able to throw and then re-equip the daggers as they need them, and so this gives them a way to have Orbitoclast without having Orbitoclast. You don't have to start with it and play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Orbitoclast kind of sucks. I mean, let's just be real with it.
There's a lot of action runners
That's
out there.
the non-attack action one, right?
Yeah.
So it's good into Wizards, kind of.
It's good into Warriors.
It's good into Warriors, and then that's it.
There's a lot of decks play action cards that have to do something with them.
They don't want to block with
plays
them.
Actions. No, they don't want to block with them, but sometimes you don't have a choice.
I don't know.
You guys got me looking up Orbitoclast again just to make sure
Guardians play, action cards. They don't, Valda plays it. You guys play your auras. There's
the auras are instants.
Oh, well,
mainly. Okay, I think the most meta warping card that got revealed is
Gentle Breeze.
Heart of the Phoenix War. This is a draconic instant. 1 cost. As an additional cost to play this, discard a Phoenix Flame. Draconic action cards you control get +1 this turn. Draw 2 cards. I like it's really funny. It's literally they took Art of War and they shove the Phoenix : into the middle of it.
Yeah.
Because it is essentially just Draconic Art of War. I think this card is very strong. Though. Yes, it's specifically Draconic, and it specifically only affects Draconic attack action cards. It doesn't.
So it can use Fealty, but
it's strictly worse in every single way than Art of War. Other than it being Draconic for maybe keeping Fealties out in play, I guess.
I mean, it doesn't banish your Phoenix Flame, so...
Yes, it doesn't banish. So that's the only advantage. It's just discards.
So you can get your Phoenix Flame back.
Yep.
And then play it on your Art of War.
Well, unless you did like your Rise of Phoenix to get your first one, you either had to just natty draw it in hand or use your hero power to play this anyway. I think this card's still really strong though. Really strong. It very much pushes Phi. With the other card he got that synergized with Phoenix Flames, the Fire That Burns Within, which we've already talked about. I think between those 2 cards, Phi is in a very good position to hit Living Legend during ProQuest season.
Dang, really?
Yep.
I thought he was still in like the 700s.
I think he is very strong. I think he's going to be much better than a lot of aggro decks, and you have to be very specifically teched to beat him if you're going to try to outblock him. We'll see. A lot of people think that Phi will go during ProQuest, but maybe he'll have to pick up an event or 2 to make that happen. Any
really
other big Majestics?
Went out.
Gentle Breeze. Huge. It's massive.
It's
got Benji on it.
Wait. Okay.
Gentle Breeze. 0 for 3. Blocks 2 ninja. Okay, it's not a Benji card. It's not. I forgot. It's not necessarily a Benji card. It's just a ninja action. 0
It's
for 3 with go again. Your other attacks have 1 base.
this.
Your tigers are always turned on.
It doesn't even block 3, man.
It's okay. You got tigers. Tigers for days. They're all base 1. Tigers, and more tigers.
Oh,
It does bump tigers up to a base of 1.
They're free. They're free real estate now.
kind of were before. Here's something that I have seen a little bit of rumbling about. Talk to me about Shield Beater, the guardian weapon, the one-handed hammer that swings for 5.
Okay, Shield Beater is fantastic, and Visit Anvilheim is quite good. That's the card that got printed in Mastery Pack Guardian that it kind of synergizes it with, because it gives Visit Anvilheim. Specifically, again, I really love the design space of cards that refer to specific other cards. That's really fun to me. It is basically Sledge of Anvilheim, but it swings for 1 less. But it's 1 hand, so you can equip a shield. I've been testing it. I think it is bad in Pleiades. I think it is insane in Valda and Victor.
I keep forgetting that Valda is even an adult hero at this point.
Yeah, because Valda can block with her shield with Guardwell, and it gets a whole bunch of counters on it, and then she could take the counters back off of it.
Yeah, boy does it ever. That matchup's so cursed, dude. And I feel like I play more Valdas than I should ever play on Talishar.
I think Valda's a good hero.
Valda's a very fun hero, very good hero. It makes me have to play a certain way I don't want to play. Speaking of playing a certain way I don't want to play, I think one of the best cards that came out of this entire set is still Cheating Scoundrel for Marlin.
Yep.
I think the card's nuts. I think the card is absolutely
not even for
unbelievably
Marlin.
broken.
It's good for
action.
all 3 heroes. It is a pirate action.
I forgot it's a pirate action, but it's pretty crazy. 0 cost, 3 block, red action. It is an action. Look, there's our bitter class right there coming into play. But you're not going to block with this card. The next attack action card you play this turn gets +3, and wagers with the defending hero. The winner creates a gold token. If the attack hits, wins, otherwise they win. The next time you would lose a wager this turn, instead you may discard a card. If you do, win the wager anyway. It's a win-win. You can't lose.
Well,
You either hit and get it, or you just discard your Goldfin and Marlinson and you get it anyway.
yes. I was about to say, Marlin's the only one who can, honestly afford to discard cards with the way her deck works. Gravy can a little bit, Puffin can't at all. You're kind of incentivizing the opponent to throw a bunch of cards down in front of something. Which is good. And then if they don't, you get a gold. Which
And if
Speaking
they
of
do,
Gold, there was
Still
another
get
card
gold.
you mentioned earlier. The high current currency.
oh yeah, that card.
okay.
This card, I just read it, and this scares the crap out of me.
What counts
Not a
as
fan?
energy? We're talking just is it just steam?
It's Alluvian
Tunic.
Constellus, Tunic, and one other obscure card.
The big one being
Tunic.
Fiendal Spring Tunic. You play this when your opponent has 2 energy counters on there, and they just lose you reset their tunic for 5 turns.
Realistically,
They don't get value out of their tunic for a total of 5 turns.
Realistically, you just never take your tunic up. I'm not
That
taking
would
my
suck.
tunic up. I know, it does, doesn't it? It hit your face. Okay, so the 2 heroes that are probably going to play high current currency. I'll read the text directly. It's a blue card, 3 block, generic action. Remove all energy counters from target non-hero permanent and opponent controls. Create them in gold tokens. The 2 heroes that are probably going to play this are going to be Kasai and Victor. So in Kasai, you get scaling advantage off of more and more gold when you play your Raisin Army to make your dudes. So this scales. It takes a lot of gold for Kasai to start to scale, so I don't even think it's that problematic in her, even though it's quite good still. Boy, is it problematic in Victor, though. Oh. Okay. If you play high current currency and get 2 gold off of it before Victor plays 1 visit the gold main estate, that equals 24 points of value over the course of the game if he plays 3 remembrances. High current currency is a 1 card 24 in Victor.
So this may be the card that forces Spring Tunic out of a lot of decks.
Yeah. Or I'm just not going to tick up Tunic against those 2 heroes until I know they don't run high current currency.
Trying to work it in Marlin as well.
I think you are throwing if you run 3, but 1 or 2 might be pretty cute, especially if you only have 1 and you hide it. You go, gotcha, and get your 2 gold. That's pretty good. I think blues that don't do anything.
Whoa. This isn't a blue do nothing just yet. Okay, I guess it is kind of a blue do nothing.
If your opponent doesn't tick up their Tunic counter,
or doesn't run Tunic.
But I mean, but that's still doing something. It's preventing a pivotal cost curve that they're not going to be able to play around. Like I'm not like in my case, if I don't take up my Tunic, I'm not going to be able to play 3 using my Tunic.
Oh god, the cancer of the mirror. Oh, the Marlin mirror. No, I hate these kind of cards. I hate arms race cards. Where you really should only play like 1 or 2 of these, but the Marlin who's playing 3 of these and hits all 3 of them on the other Marlin, they just probably win. Like, do they? I don't know. It seems so bad. It takes up your action point. It's just so, oh god.
I mean, it is a tough one because there's no go again. So like, what are you actually doing with that?
I don't know.
Where you wouldn't be
I
sending
don't
something
think this
else.
is a good Marlin card.
It feels like a wasted thing. But
this card's busted in Kasai. Like, it costs her nothing to run it. She's like, sword, go again, high current currency, 2 gold. That's pretty good, right?
I guess we could play it if we flip a blue harpoon up and we're shooting that because we get go again on it from Sea Lace.
That's the main thing I was thinking about is like if you flip a blue fin or one of your blue harpoons up and get go again. It used to be just kind of you did it because it was funny. Now you can do a high current currency behind it.
Now I got to look up what actually produces energy counters.
I think technically Alluvian Constellus does it, but
it does.
that doesn't.
So does Blaze. Not that that's relevant at the moment.
It says non-hero. Well, it says non-hero.
Oh.
They thought about that. They don't want you zapping Blaze for like 8 gold.
Yeah, it looks like its main target is Tunic and Constellus.
Geyser of Seismic Stirrings.
Yeah, that is another legal target.
That's it.
Legal.
Yeah, this is Tunicate, bro.
Yeah.
This is straight Tunicate.
Yeah, it is Tunic. And I think it's really clever to print something without, you don't want to get rid of Tunic because the whole game has been built around this card. Like the entire
pretty
game
much
is built around this card. You completely change everything if you got rid of Tunic for so many decks. But maybe punish people for running it and make them think, okay, if a deck is willing to give up their action point to try to hose a Tunic, worth it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I mean, give up their action point, but get 2 gold. I mean, that's a pretty good trade.
It's a card. I mean, it makes Tunic have to be thought about against some decks and have, like I said, counterplay to it and kind of hurt the cost curve. And no longer can a deck really just block out, hold their Tunic 1 card and like create some kind of a hand.
Oh no, you can, because if they try to high current currency you and you can just remove the Tunic counter, that's fine. The only when it's at 1 or 2 that you could get them.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, not a fan.
Very interesting card. I'm gonna be. That's the new Vipox target, by the way. I'm gonna have a treasured fucking.
You know, this was this was the content creator promo. Was extended art high current currency.
Huh.
So there will be like $1,000 versions of this floating around eventually.
Oh, that's what he
Nice.
meant by. I know somebody who bought one. I gotta get a few of them just to join suit. He already picked up one cold foil currency.
Yeah, I bet it
Now
was Taylor. I know Damien
It
picked
was.
one up.
It was Taylor.
And I know you're going to pick up at least one. I'm sure
Yeah,
you
I gotta
will.
find somebody to sell me one.
I mean, just go to all the content creators and bribe them. Like that's give up your promo, man. I want to zap some tunic counters. The art is gorgeous. I love the art of this. It's really fun.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Okay.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Are there any other like high impact cards from Compendium? I think like Tough Nut got a ton of support. I don't know if he's going to be good yet, but I think he's really interesting. Oh, Fang got protection for his fealties. He's now got a helmet that says that you can't destroy his fealties. So he's a bit more resilient, even though he has to give up a whole headpiece to do it, which isn't necessarily the best thing ever. Have we talked about the Prism gloves yet?
Prism gloves? No.
Well,
No.
I mean, they're technically Bolton gloves too, but like...
We didn't talk about those. There's still the pirate gloves that came out. Which
Oh,
are
we've got to
okay.
talk about Farflight longbow too.
No, we don't. No,
So-
we don't. That
We don't need to talk about Farflight Longbow. I think
That-
it's a
that
bit of a
card is-
meme.
that card is sad and it should have never been printed. And it was a waste of space.
So, Soulforge gauntlets are light equipment arms, 1 block. When the combat chain closes, if this defended, put it into your soul, arcane barrier 1. So, when you kind of read them at first, it's like, oh, you just get an extra soul. Pretty good for Bolton. This has huge implications for Prism, because this card turns on Vestige.
Yep.
Yes. You could block with Soulforge gauntlets and easily drop ALS out of your hand.
Yep.
Hmm.
You could block with Soulforge gauntlets and easily drop a 4-cost aura pitching a blue light card.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Prism's getting close to LL anyway. I mean, we could tolerate
yeah.
a season of Prism. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, she wasn't good enough with 1 Halo effect. How about she has 2 Halo effects where she basically just gets to turn on Vestige on the spot? This is definitely a huge push for Prism. I don't know if it's going to change her a lot, but decks that struggled into her will struggle even more. Though decks that used to be more worried about Dreamweavers, now you have a trade-off, right? Because Dreamweavers, to try to push through a Herald versus easy turn on Vestige, you have to make that decision. I think that was the end of my little highlights.
I think
Yeah, I'm
we
just
hit
kind of
most of
glancing
them.
through right now, looking.
The pirate equipment arms aren't that great. I mean, they're cool. You know, High Tide, you get +3 in Blade Break on these gloves. It starts with Arcane Barrier. I mean, they're neat, but
Versus
Yeah.
gold-plated hook, like, I don't know.
well, yeah, I know that's been the talk through the whole time. So I don't think the Flagellation Vestige was really that well received or that good.
Why did Gravy need new support and new allies?
I don't think any of them are playable, to be fair.
I mean, the ghost is really cute though.
The
They got
ghost is
that going
adorable.
for it.
Yeah,
it's
that's
adorable.
the ghost is adorable.
You play that just for the adorable factor of it.
Hmm.
I'll still hit it with
Fair.
an Endless Arrow. I think we're but you still you play him.
Like, I don't understand any circumstance where you'd want to play Boo. He's
Because
only
he's
got
cute,
2 health.
obviously.
Well, he just dies to, there's several like zap effects that just kill him. and then Wizards did just get like a sigil related card that just blasts allies across the board.
Yeah, that's true.
Bubba Lubba. Dude, I love Bubba Lubba. Bubba
The
Lubba's
name
great.
is awesome.
We're all Bubba Lubba. This card, I think, is a cool design space, but totally unusable. It's a 3-cost 1 attack, 5 health that you
2.
can
It enters with a +1 counter.
2 attack because it enters with a +1 counter, and you can remove a +1 counter to destroy an aura token. So there are ways to get more +1 counters on it. There's the other zombie that can do +1 counters. I forget her name.
Is it Oyston?
No,
Oyston does.
it's Rathe or something. Moray.
Oh.
Well, anyway, she can
Moray,
do +1 counters, and then an indefinite amount of time you could take off +1 counters to keep destroying aura tokens. But unless you're killing off agility, maybe, I don't see a huge reason that this is ever something you'd want to play. And man, okay, yeah, these this is some really weak support. I don't think Gravy's got a single card. The new gloves are interesting.
The bone puppetry?
Yes, but they are not for Gravy. They're definitely for some future necromancer we haven't seen yet.
You don't think getting a whaler back would be pretty good
It dies.
at the end of the turn?
Yeah.
After you get an opportunity to attack with it.
No.
The beginning of the end phase. What the hell?
Yeah, it comes into
Okay, I
play, and
misread
Waylon
that.
says, sup, and then it goes back and triggers his watery grave and disappears. Like the only
So maybe just Chum?
Chum and Oyston are the only cards that really have any notable effect here. I will say, like, it's kind of cool if you just like suddenly reoccur a Chum out of nowhere. But you're going to give up gold plated hook for that, right?
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Oh, and you have to discard your hand, so you've given up full tempo as well.
I mean, if you're blocking out the entire turn anyway.
How are you going to swing allies if you discard your hand? So you've just given up full tempo.
Yeah, it's weird. That is such a weird card.
Because like your only way to swing an ally at that point would be to activate hero power, draw an ally, discard it, tap dead threads, and then swing like a rigor mortis that you protected with the Chum or something. It is a very strange card. I think it's for a necromancer later on. And I think we've seen a few cards that are like that, right? Like the Calm Breeze or whatever. Benji card.
Whoa.
Gentle Breeze
is for tigers. For tiger support. And for adult Benji someday down the road.
Yeah. It's for somebody.
Finally
I like that
somebody.
I like that it still has the banned weapon in the art.
Yeah.
Yep. That weapon is never coming back. So. All right.
Did we talk about Seeker's Kunai?
Yes. Maybe. Did we talk about it last week? Maybe we didn't see it. I think this card is crazy.
This is a assassin instant item. The attack reaction 1, destroy this. Target assassin attack action card gets +1. While this is in your graveyard. At the start of your turn, you may destroy 2 silver you control. If you do, return it to the arena. It's a 0 cost assassin item instant.
I don't think any assassin plays it but Huntsman, but man, doesn't screw the Huntsman math up bad. It's the
Ninja Shuriken, but for assassins, which is really nice.
It makes
the
their
fact that
0
it's
for 4s.
recurring. Yeah.
It turns all their 0 for 4s into 1 for 5s. And the 1 for 5s are always like really scary because the break points and the interaction. If you get hit with by Spider's Bite, that you can't even cover it with 2 cards because both cards are blocking for 2. And and then so this is always hovering 1 over your head, right? It's like having breaking scales on your assassin all the time.
Makes the math tough.
It does make the math very tough.
It's definitely a Huntsman card.
Good cards, good set. Gonna be lots of fun. Lots of things to open. Antiquity, big happy fun stuff.
So much testing.
I saw one of the, lots of testing probably for the competitive side of things. I saw one courtesy $700, so maybe I can leave that one around.
I would offer $325.
I was gonna try and get it for like 4 or 5. You know,
If they do
like,
4, I would maybe take that, but that's where I would go. 325.
Gotta get your EA currencies. You're gonna be lit.
You know, or you could just play the ones that do the exact same thing. But
they don't look the same.
A little bit less attractive.
If every other card in the Marlin deck is blinged out, then and the currencies are in that deck, they gotta be blinged out too.
I mean, that's fair.
Content creators, please give me a deal.
He says like he's ever gonna buy a cold foil Avophidia.
Oh man, that's maybe if I get paid more money, I'm working on it.
Okay, I think we could probably wrap up for the week.
Yeah,
I'm surprised we managed to cover it in less than 2 hours.
I thought we did good.
Well, we skipped over a lot, but we hit the highlights, I think. All right, Noah, if we ain't got anything else, where can everybody find you, buddy?
At Big Max Fab on Twitter, at Big Max on Blue Sky, on Talishar, throwing games with Marlin. Just queue up, you'll find me at wacky, weird hours, especially on the weekends. I'm probably playing at like 4 or 5 a.m. all the time.
All right. Thomas, go ahead and go down your entire laundry list.
Okay. Metafy.gg/@wetthesystem to hit my Metafy up. I post there. Try to post at least once a week, and I update my Pleiades guide at least once a week. Wet the System Fab on Twitter, and you can now find me on the Card Guyz YouTube channel as well every Thursday. And this Friday we're doing a show match. I'll be playing Enigma.
Interesting.
Yep, playing Enigma's Sage into Kano against Team Blue Pitch. So I'll be. I'll also technically be the one streaming that because I have the best internet. I'm the card guy that doesn't live in Alabama.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Enigma versus Kano. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
At first it was against Icelander, and I think that's a pretty favored matchup for me. Now I think I'm in a equal or slightly unfavored matchup, so I have to go learn that the next day.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. All right, me, I am Draco Hominus 87 everywhere social media is sold. You can find me, can't find me on Blue Sky anymore, but you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Discord, you can usually find me watching live streams when they pop up as Siblings in Cardboard, but for some reason I just couldn't get into it this weekend. I had other things going on, etc., etc., etc.
I was looking for you.
I appreciate that. Good looking out, buddy. Anything else before we go? All right.
No.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We hope you enjoyed catching up with us this week. And if you did, subscribe or follow, depending on where you found us, to catch us again next time. Until then, take care of yourselves. And remember, we are all siblings in cardboard.
There's about 8,000 pummels I saw in Sage. So y'all know you got to read them and heat them, okay? Just do it.
If you get
Everybody
the shiny
discarded
ones,
them, though.
if you get the shiny ones from the antiquity packs, they hit harder.
They do.
Yeah, you discard 2 cards.